has to truly offer her an allowance so that she contains her independence. She doesn't have to ask him for money every time she wants something, and so that she actually can have some form of savings in case she would need it a rainy day.
Now, so what she's saying is, alright y'all, what's going on, man? It's two brothers back again for another video, man. This time, we're going to be talking about, what's she talking about? She talking about 10 cliche ways. Oh, what'd you say? 10 cliches cheap men.
Read, nigga, read!
Love saying. Yeah, we're going with that one. What the hell? So she's saying some bull. I saw this on Alba and Preacher's channel the other day, but I had some things that I wanted to say on it that they didn't talk about. So we is here to, put our input on this, man. We're gonna be talking about this, man. But let's go.
Ladies, if you hear this from your man, run. Because the chances are high that this cheapskate or slash freeloader is just here for his own benefit. My dear elegant ladies, welcome back to another video. Ladies, today I really need to warn you for these top 10 cliches that I know many cheap men out there tend to use to manipulate women. And I don't want my dear elegant ladies to be manipulated, so in today's video I'm going to give you some things that you can tell these men when they come with these cheap cliches. Let's start with number 1.
I love independent women.
Oh, you know what I love? I love strong, masculine men. I love men who look after their women and treat their woman like a goddess. There is nothing more attractive.
This double standard is so much bull.
Yeah, man. He hadn't seen this video. I seen this, so yeah, man. I guess this is just a start. You get way more ridiculous than this.
Than when a man steps into his masculinity and really looks after his woman like a true gentleman. Ah, that's what I love.
She's trying to act like that's one-to-one. You know what I mean? Like, she's talking about basically like stereotypes of a man and their masculinity and things like that. But we talk about this independent woman. That's not stereotypical. If anything, that's the opposite of stereotypical. Because, back in the day, I mean, we all know this. When back in the day, what was it, man? It was the man brings them the money and this and that, and the woman depends on the man financially, everything. That's what it is. But she ain't one a dependent woman that, she works for what she has. She has ambition. And she's not just going to just sit on her ass and just be digging her ass all the time. Like, man, it gets crazy. This is a start, man. This is a start. This shit wild, bro.
Blood already heating up.
My ex-girlfriend only used me for my money.
Well, then you know how it feels for us women when men only use us for sex, without committing to us, and without ever taking full responsibility by providing for us like a true gentleman would do. Well, this is how we women feel used.
Stop it.
How you feel about that, man?
First of all, sex is a two-way street. To have sex, it takes two partners, whether it be man and man or man and woman. So for you to say, you're using me for sex, well, you were giving it. If you didn't give it, he couldn't use it.
Yeah. Same thing with the money, though. Y'all need to stop. I'm saying, leave that simping in the past, man. Stop giving them that money, bro.
You gotta cut that out.
Right, I'm saying, you working all that time for your bread just to give it to
Real,
someone else.
throw it away, man. Come on, man.
Bullshit.
We manifested in 21. You manifested in 21.
And once again, the comparison is not one-to-one. You know what I'm saying? Money is like, you work hard for that and you could potentially lose that and never get it back.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If we break up, I can get sex from somebody else.
It's a harsh world, but it's 100% correct.
I don't want to look at it like that, but that's really how it is. Money's a different thing. Like, it's much harder to gain financial stability than to just go knock somebody down.
Right. For real.
You got people that's paying off student loan debt for the rest of their lives and all hope to get out of this shit. And you over here worried about trying to get, man, I'm about to spoil the part of the video. You gonna hear this shit. Why?
If I pay for today's date, will you pay the next?
What? Oh, if I have to pay for a date, there won't be a next.
I don't like.
There's another problem with women, bruh. Like,
say no. Women like this. Not all of them be acting like this.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I made it too general. Women like this have a bad mindset with that. For us to go on a date and we don't know each other, the date is for us to get to know each other. So me not knowing you, why on earth would I pay for your living expenses? So eating or the movie ticket or, you know, the car ride at the funeral. I mean, not the funeral, at the carnival. Like, I think it should be mutual to where we just pay for what we do. So for me, if I eat, I pay for my food. If you eat, you pay for your food. I don't think there should be too much, oh, you pay for everything that I do, even though this is the first date and the first time we're actually having a actual meaningful conversation.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But at the same point in time, like, I would say this, I also see the other side of it. Like, if you are the one asking the girl out on the date, it makes sense that you pay for it, like the first one. I'm saying, but if we're like this is like a reoccurring thing, like we we're having a relationship, you know what I'm saying, eventually become my girl, whatever this and that, I shouldn't have to pay for every goddamn thing every time. You can't pay for some food yourself. Here's the thing, like, what if it's your idea? Say, hey, babe, I want to go out to eat. We don't go here. Girl, if you asking me, you damn sure better be paying for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even asking you to pay for me. I'll pay for my damn self.
That's the weird thing is, women want to be independent, but want to be dependent on men in certain areas.
Yeah.
Which isn't fair.
It's like, yeah, I'm saying, I'm going to save this for later on, because I'm telling you, bro, it gets worse. We ain't there yet, man. We not there.
I don't like materialistic women.
Well, I don't like cheap men. You see, women are gatherers from an evolution.
So that means we're not a match. Because
that's exactly
you to buy materialistic things, you have to spend money. So if I'm cheap, I won't spend the money on the materialistic things. So then we're not compatible.
Yeah, all this feedback, it's very selfish because, you know, when you get into a relationship, some people, these are people that need to stay the hell out of relationships, man. These people that you need to dodge. If y'all see a woman like this, do not cuff her.
You know what I'm saying? Run
Please
away.
don't.
Run away.
But, hell no, man. It's the
You setting yourself up for failure, my man. Don't do it.
Evolutionary psychology take. Men are hunters, women are gatherers. This has been part of our genetic programming for millions of years. Now, men are being celebrated for being hunters, but women are continuously shamed by our society for having this instinct of wanting to own things. They call us materialistic and they shame us for it, and in my opinion, this is sexist.
No. This is a big reason why I stay away from relationships, because I mean, like, you're being too materialistic. It's a huge thing with relationships nowadays. I don't know if it's social media, etc. It's a combination of a lot of things, but definitely social media is a huge thing. It's that it's always, you want like material, like you want physical gifts or whatever, this and that. Like, whether you want me to buy you a bag or whether you want me to just spend money on you, things like that. Like, all that's material. It doesn't really matter. Like, we can't enjoy our own. We can't just enjoy our company.
Right.
Like, a part of a relationship, we're coming together because we enjoy each other's time. We're trying to make something out of that. But it's a two-way thing. That's what I'm saying. Going back into it, it's just so selfish because you really only get into a relationship for your personal benefit. You're not thinking about the other person.
Right.
Relationship is a two-sided thing. It goes two ways. You should care about what the other person thinks about a certain subject or a certain topic or a certain issue or just whatever. It's not just about you. Part of being in a relationship is you're trying not to only, obviously you're trying to bring happiness to yourself. People want to be in a relationship, but other habits that bring happiness to the other person as well. If not, you just in there for yourself. And what I'm supposed to do at that point in time, I'm your fucking servant. What the fuck I look like?
Yeah. It's Queen Elizabeth.
That's what I mean by materialist. So she's trying to just be flipping it because it's just the lack of accountability. She doesn't want to look at herself and think in her eyes she thinks she's perfect. Oh man, it's just getting started, man. It's just getting started, man. Oh my goodness.
If you want equality, why should men be paying 100% of the time?
We want equal rights, but that doesn't mean that we are equals. We are not biologically equal. Men and women are built differently. So let's not pretend that we are equals, because that's just a manipulation men use and society use for the man's benefit. Women.
I cannot believe what I just heard.
You know what I mean, bro?
You just told me not to look at you as an equal.
Exactly. People, and you've heard this a number of times. If you haven't heard it, I'm about to tell you right now, motherfucker. People like this, they don't really want equality. They want equality when it benefits them.
Right.
And that's really exactly what it is. Like, they want to take some parts of it, like, I want to have this power, this and power, but at the same time, I just want to be able to sit on my ass and dig in my ass all day while someone else goes out and does all the work for me and brings home all the bread and deals with real life while I sit at home. She's literally saying, she's not denying really anything at all. She's really just reinforcing that and just saying whatever, essentially, and that this is how it is. It's just ridiculous how you want, like, here's the thing that blows me. You want the man to spend all this money on you and this and that. You don't want to pay any bills,
right,
or nothing. You don't have to worry about none of that. But at the same point in time, like, this woman, this is a pretty big channel. Like, they have like 800 something thousand subscribers. It's crazy. Sheesh. And this video, believe it or not, don't have more dislikes than likes. It's wild. But people agree with the ridiculousn's.
So she's poisoning minds.
She's very. She probably got money of her own.
Right.
Yeah, she still want people to pay for all her bills and this and that.
Right.
And that shit is mind blowing. It's just ridiculous how you feel the need that you not gonna pay for anything. At the same point in time, you want power in it.
Right. Do
y'all realize y'all want this traditional relationship? Back in the day, when the man was paying for everything, all the bills and this and that, and all the woman did was clean and cook and wash the kids. When the man came home, guess what? Whatever he said went down.
Right.
Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Do you really want that? Because a lot of times, there's another part to that. You can't just have all the power in a relationship and you're not really adding anything to it to keep the family afloat or keep the relationship afloat. You're not paying no bills, nothing, all that stress, because that is stressful.
Yeah.
It's on me and you got to worry about none of that? Man, them people back then, they came home and told their ass to shut the fuck up. I mean, they had to deal with that for years. And I don't agree with that.
Not at all.
But I'm saying you want that same traditional relationship where you just sit on your ass all day. And,
you can't be upset with the consequence.
But then at the same point in time, you want to be able to be in control of the relationship. Right. That's not how it's going to work, and no man is going to do that. Like, you might find a man that'll pay for all the stuff. You know, you got some people like that, but most likely, you know what I'm saying, they not finna just bow down, listen to what you're saying.
Over time,
it's gonna be the other way around.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So be
like,
careful what you're talking about.
I'm sorry,
really
but like that, women is so contradictory. Because
it is exactly.
I've commented on this stuff to my spouse and like even like friends that are girls. Like, how come you guys will demand that you have rights like this and that, but when it comes to doing some of the work, it comes to, well, I shouldn't have to do that because I'm a woman. Yeah,
that makes absolutely no sense.
Like, that ain't
fair. It's like you want to be I'm about to say it, but I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it because, like I said, we still not there.
That's not war.
No.
Well, that was just flat out blasphemy. She just contradicted herself.
A lot more blasphemy.
If the man takes some form of responsibility, provides for his woman, and like this, we would be able to at least balance out some of the unfairnesses that happen between the sexes because of biological reasons and because how our society is built.
I want to be with a woman who doesn't depend on me.
Well, that I believe is a responsibility to both the man and the woman to make sure that doesn't happen in the relationship.
So, wait,
motherfucker, that whole time you talking about you want to depend on the man for everything financially. But you can't talk about you want somebody to make sure that doesn't happen. That's what you're doing.
So yeah, you're the enabler. You're the reason it's happening.
From the man's side, he has to truly offer her an allowance so that she contains her independence. She doesn't have to ask him for money every time she wants something, and so that she actually can have some form of savings in case she would need a rainy day.
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no!
Now, so what she's saying is, to make sure you don't depend on the man, motherfucker, that's still depending. Just write down a schedule for it. Give her this amount of money at this point in time. So she doesn't have to come ask you for money. You just gonna be giving her the money anyways. So you need his money. You don't need it, but you feel you need his money to the point where you want an allowance. Now this is what I'm talking about. We here now. You want an allowance after everything that happens. You don't want to pay for anything. You just want to sit and dig in your ass. You know what that sounds awful lot like? A kid.
I would just want to say
fucking
that.
kid. Y'all want to be kids.
That's what I'm
You want
saying.
as
What
little
is that?
responsibility in this world as
Crazy.
possible. The most you want to do is you claim, and let's talk about this right now. Cooking and cleaning, it's a skill, but I'm saying it's not some job that's only a woman that can do. That's something that everybody
can
does
do.
when they have to.
Right, okay.
Before this man got with you, think about this. Let's use logic. And I know it's so hard. Oh my gosh, I can't use it. Oh my gosh. Before the man got with you, most likely he was living by himself. You think he wasn't cooking and cleaning
For himself?
for himself? Motherfucker, yes he was. He's gonna starve himself? No, motherfucker. If he's hungry, he's gonna go eat. He's gonna go to Wendy's or something, or go to the grocery store and get some groceries and bring them back home and cook them. Otherwise, he'd be dead before he met your ass.
Which
So let's use
refers
some logic.
to what you just said, as the men being the hunters and the women being the gatherers. So when the man gets hungry or they got somebody to feed, aka you, they go
I
get
ain't
food.
eat shit. My black ass.
They go to get food for you and him. This is crazy. Like, that's just like the perfect ideal is what you just said. The kid, like the fact that she used the word allowance.
Allowance,
Like-
not just a kid, a privileged kid
Yeah,
at
say,
that.
damn, not a lot of families that like do allowances. So right, and they're saying like it's so ridiculous because what if she has a job? So where does her money go?
Bro. And they want to be your boss and this
Right.
and that. They run their own business, this and that. Maybe either way, they bring their own bed. They work for what they have, but you just don't want to actually spend it on anything important. You don't want to spend it to keep the lights on, to keep
Right.
the water running, to keep the heat up, you know, the air conditioning.
let me
You just
take
want to go
yours.
and buy whatever you want to buy, whether it's
Right.
nights out with your friends or this and that. What do you bring to the table? Because that's what you really need to ask yourself. What do you bring to the table?
Very true.
And she talks about that earlier.
Right.
I mean, later on. So
Right.
I'm actually going to say that. I'm going to
Okay.
say that. I'm going to say that.
In regards to the woman, she has to take her responsibility. She needs to have an education, she needs to have work experience, and of course, she needs to have savings. Like this, she will always be independent no matter what happens.
Unless you get into a relationship,
Yeah.
then he going to pay for everything that y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all live together. He going to pay all your bills and stuff.
Thus, this way, a man will never be able to use that against a woman in order to kind of lock her down in a relationship. However, I am aware that there is a small percentage of women who are just too lazy to work and believe that staying with a man, even if they don't like him, is better than going and work full-time in some job.
Yeah, that's dumb, but you dumb too. I ain't gonna lie, because you working and you still want the man to pay for all your shit. So what that is? So you
It's the
dumb
same
too.
boat,
You just
right?
dumb, and it's not the same boat.
It is the same boat because they want the same thing. They want the man
It's
to pay
not
for
the
it.
same. No, it's a boat, but
It's a boat.
it's a slightly different boat. But both of y'all boats are dysfunctional in their own little different ways. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That they hate. Now, I don't support that type of behavior, but unfortunately, there will always be people out there who just do things like this. However, I don't think it's fair for the rest of the female population to be judged and categorized as these type of women just because a small percentage does it. Most women are not like
She is such a hypocrite because she just did that to all men.
That you want the same thing. You want the man, because you already said it. You want an allowance and this and that, and you want the man you paying for everything 100% of the time. You just like them, except you make the money, but you
Yeah, I'm
just
saying, you're still-
don't want to spend it.
Right. You're still willing to work, but with the money that you're making, you're not using for the things that you want. You're using somebody else's money.
Let's step away from her, like people like her, where they make money and they still want people to pay for it. Let's say
Yeah.
someone like this one, they just don't want to work ever. They just want to sit on their behind while the man does everything. That's a terrible situation to be in, because God forbid, you know, the divorce rate's super high. God forbid y'all break up. Now you back to the streets. Now you on the streets.
Struggling.
Why would you ever want to be that dependent on somebody? Oh man, you don't get bored sitting on your
Right.
ass.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
bro.
ain't nothing like we taking care of the kids, because eventually them kids gonna be old enough to where they can
Take care of themselves.
Take care of themselves. Like
Right.
you can leave them at home, they can watch themselves. They'll be fine. So what you doing then? Just sitting on your ass.
Most women are intelligent and smart and will want to keep their independence as much as possible. So let's not generalize everybody and just focus on what's fair for the woman.
So you want
Exactly. Focus on what's fair for the woman, but you never like notice this whole video, y'all. She's not gonna talk about the other side of the relationship. She's never gonna talk about the man and maybe what their needs are. It ain't never gonna be that. It's just gonna be simply what the woman is, because the world revolves around her and her head.
Yeah.
So you want me to pay you a salary for being with me?
This is not a job. This is not a salary. This is a very skewed way of looking at it. It's like as if you are literally passively aggressively calling a woman to be a prostitute. Only
Well, I don't know if I can go that far. But how else could I
Exactly. That's
take it?
very extreme.
How else could I really take it? It feels like a job that I'm giving you my money
I'm
on a
working.
schedule.
I'm working so hard. I'm gonna go and spend all this hard-earned money, or a significant portion, or just a lot of money on you. In a sense, I'm just working for you.
You right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And I understand you. In a sense, you do work for your significant other. Like, let's say y'all both got your jobs. You know what I'm saying? You both got to work to be able to afford like the home,
Yeah. Right.
and things like that. In a sense, that's working for each other. But I'm saying, where is the other side of this? It's always the man needs to do this and the man needs to do this.
Yeah.
And all this, it doesn't. The world does not revolve around you. The only thing the world revolves around is the motherfucking sun.
Yep.
That is it. Not you. You was not the motherfucking son. So stop acting like it.
very defensive men would say such a thing, and they would use it as a manipulation strategy in order to shame her. A true gentleman who takes full ownership.
That's not she manipulating right now. Like, you manipulating them to make them pay all this money for you. Like, you not see this? It's so crazy how this shit just flies over your head.
Yeah, right.
So once again, yo, stay away from bras like
You know what I'm
this.
saying? Men don't spawn
Run away.
on planet Earth with a bag full of money. Like, it ain't easy to get money. As y'all can see, we struggling to get the doggone minimum wage up. So, therefore, me being a man, I don't have all this money to just give you, just to give it to you. Like,
Money hard, man.
man, that's ridiculous. Like, I'm not trying to shame you.
This whole video is just very ironic. Talking about manipulation. When this whole thing, like, you literally manipulating a man into thinking that this is what they have to do. In truth, that's not. Because you may think that, like, this is the right way it should go and that all women should agree with this. Not all women are as crazy as your ass.
Right.
Some people are reasonable.
Right.
That's really
Rational.
the big thing. Just being just a reasonable person. Because this whole thing is just so unreasonable. I have to pay for everything for you just because that's what a man's supposed to do. But the moment, like you said, the moment someone said this is what a woman's supposed to do and this and that, you take offense to that.
Right.
And rightfully so.
You know what I'm saying?
So why would you reciprocate that same negative energy onto somebody else? Because they don't even think of it. They just goes right over their head. They do the shit subconsciously.
It's only after that societal pressure of being a man in relationships and getting married and having families. Because, you know, as like she said, when you're a man, you're seen to be. Because she has a lot of followers and a lot of people who like the video. So apparently there's a lot of people that agree. So that means in their home that they believe. Right, that's very concerning. So that means in their home that they believe that a man is supposed to have all the money, that they're supposed to be, you know, getting allowances and making them being made to feel independent and all this other stuff. Like, that's very alarming.
And that just feeds back into the reality that you're trying to escape for so long.
Yeah.
That same traditional reality you're trying to escape for so long. You're trying to go back to that same outdated. You're trying to keep some of that with.
It's like working backwards.
Flabbergasting.
What do you bring to the table?
Are you seriously asking me this?
Motherfucker!
That should be a question you ask yourself.
No! You realize she didn't answer the question. She just went on to the next thing. You see on the screen? That's the next thing. That's the next prompt. Because she feels that it's just so ridiculous that you ask what you bring to the table. Motherfucker, what do you bring to the table?
Right.
You want the man to do all these things. What are you bringing to the
me.
man's life?
Right.
You're talking about all the stuff what the man's supposed to bring to your life. What are you bringing to the man's life? A lot of times the response is, men can't birth a child. In a relationship, y'all, this is crazy. I have to explain this. To make a child, you need both a man and a woman. If we take one side out of there, then there is no civilization. We would all cease to exist because we can't make any more. So the whole birth a child thing makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
It's like you're only with me because of the money.
Well, do you know, as women, we have to constantly wonder and worry about, is he with me because of the sex, or because of the looks, or because I cook so well, or clean so well, or does his dirty laundry?
Shut the hell up. I know it's not a good argument. I know that's a good thing to tell people to shut up and call them dumb in an argument. But some people are just dummies. There's a lot of dummies in the world, and this is one of them. All right, it don't make no damn sense because you're not denying any of this.
Right.
Her response is, well, you do it, so why can't I?
Right.
Both things that she's talking about are materialistic. Like, you talking about, oh, you only want me for the money. Or you only want me for my body and the sex and this and that. And that dynamic, yeah, those are both material things. But do you see that you guys are both in the wrong? You guys are both wrong.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the goal to be to get to something that's right?
Yeah.
You're acting entitled.
You know that men act entitled on a daily basis, and it's fully normal. They act entitled when every day they are in bed, humping your leg, wanting sex from you, wanting this from you, and they don't.
Humping on legs, the goddamn chihuahua.
My dog don't do that no more. Don't be talking about my dog.
I wasn't talking about your dog, man.
Okay, I'll just make a show, because I know.
You want to try to wrap it up? You want?
Y'all know the dealio, man. We are pro-equal. We not pro-men. We not anti-women. It's just, if you want equal rights, you gotta put in equal work.
You can't be progressive in some areas and so outdated in others.
Right, like it's not fair. Cause it's the same way you see it is unfair that you know. Cause there's a lot of things that I feel like women deserve but don't get. I don't know. Just don't be so hypocritical. Cause this whole video is full of hypocrisy.
Blatantly, she don't give a damn.
Yeah, she clearly doesn't care.
Stop paying so much attention to the material side of it.
Point of relationship is longevity.
Yeah.
And like you said, to enjoy each other's company.
All that material shit, I don't mean nothing. Like, you have enough so that you can live off of, cool. Like, all that other stuff, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? I can give you all the money, this and that, but do we get along?
Right, I'm saying.
Do we enjoy each other's time?
Right.
Things like that. Man, like I said, don't fall for no bullshit like this.
And cut the simping out.
Yeah, bro. That simping shit got stop. Oh, shit.
Get it on out of here.
Man, it's your boy Young 2K Jones.
It's your boy DJ.
Yeah, man, we out. We gonna see y'all next time for the next video, man. Yes, sir.